thanks to PassionWorks, we have a second one that we're getting set up right now, actually. So we'll have 2 of those in this facility. And what do you do with these? They can pretty much do anything. These are just some examples.
On your lap.
That's okay.
And laser
We're close and all.
right? And also glasses,
That's okay.
brick, Ed Newman. I know you're excited about the potential of that. So there's a lot of different items here that have been laser engraved. And of course, these projects are available. Make great holiday gifts too. So if you're thinking about a membership to the Makerspace, now's the time. Monthly memberships are 20% off. The yearly ones are 25% off. And you can make all these gifts for folks that you'd like to for the holidays.
We had someone in here the other day making laser engraving spoons and handing out soup with them. So it's a really good place for Christmas gifts.
So, and this is the metal shop. It's got some welding equipment. We had actually some welders in here earlier today working. I was a little worried they might be working through this part and we wouldn't be able to get in. But you can kind of look around here and see. We've got quite a few tools, cut-off saws. And then also this space over here is really great because if you look, all of this is metal, of course, that's come from the Athens News. And these are used, they are cleaned, recycled, and then painted by the wonderful artists at PassionWorks. And actually, this is where the first steps in the creation of the Passion Flower is now taking place for PassionWorks Studios. So we're really blessed to have them here working and doing metal cleaning and helping to carry forward that art that I know is so classic Athens and important to many of us. We have the tool library to my right. This is just parts of it. These are tools that are going to be available to the public to use free of charge. And so you can come and rent tools essentially, or borrow tools rather, for up to 2 weeks. And then we've got quite a few other tools and pieces out in storage that'll also be available. Pretty much anything and everything you could possibly think of. And then we come into the wood shop. And you can see here we're outfitted by saws, table saws, band saws. We have folks in here working.
They took it over because it was just going to go away.
The CNC router here in the corner. So quite a bit of different equipment here, pretty much all that you need to really process wood materials and practice carpentry and wood arts. And then we move from this room into a setup of conference rooms that we have here in the back. Ideally, this area will be used for kind of entrepreneurial support and helping some of these craftspeople build business plans and help take their art to the next level and kind of creating businesses. And really this serving as a space where they can meet and kind of do that business incubation. And so we're really grateful for AceNet and our collaboration with them and hope that this space in a non-COVID world will be able to be more fully utilized with AceNet's technical support and a lot of the folks that are there being able to work with our makers and entrepreneurs. And then we get back here to the plastic shop, Zero Waste Event Productions, and I'm going to let Shannon take the lead on this one because this is her domain in a lot of ways.
So my business partner and I, Tyler, work with Zero Waste Event Productions, and there aren't any events this year. So we pivoted to this other project we've been thinking about for a long time and finally have gotten to do. And that is turning plastic, either collected at events or in our case, just collected from the Athens community, and turning them into products. So the first project we did was actually in collaboration. We got a grant from the Athens County Foundation to make face shields. So we made 600 of these. We still have a few to give out to nonprofits and educational facilities, but they're a great fit. They're sturdy and reusable, and we've been really excited about being able to make that. That also gave us the opportunity to try some other things. We've made hexagons and like planters, which are really great because we feel like those are really reusable and plants make people really happy. We have 3 major tools in this space. We'll start over here real quick. This is a shredder. So material goes from being an actual number 2 plastic, laundry detergent containers, milk jugs. They get shredded into small flakes. This is a good example of that. And so the laundry detergent containers, milk jugs, and then also like the tops of Jackie O's containers are super recyclable. After that, they either get put into our injection molder, which is this machine where I consider it like a giant glue gun, essentially. We push it into a mold. Or our injection molder, this is an extruder. So the pieces go into the top and it squishes up, and Tyler's able to make some really amazing baskets out of those. So that's our plastic shop. That's what we've been working on for most of the winter. We'll be kicking off our shop fairly soon.
Excellent. So this is kind of the overview of the Makerspace and the different facilities that are available. Just props to Shannon. She's been really instrumental in helping getting this place up and going. And of course, all of our community partners that have really collaborated on this project and help us make this a reality again, certainly. And want to be really grateful. We're really grateful to the Athens County Foundation for their contributions to help us. And the William Beal Legacy Fund has been beneficial in getting this up and going. And so we're really grateful for those relationships and all the help that we've had in getting this community asset back off the ground. I'm going to hand it back over to you now, Debbie, or unless there's any questions.
I did just want to share, in case you like me often struggle keeping up with the chat. I did share a URL in the chat, and I'll share it again if you are interested in learning more about the Makerspace or joining as a member. I'm going to drop that URL, and we can always share it with you later. Also, just like Paul said, they are offering discounts, and it's a great thing to think about for the holidays, either for yourself to make gifts or for your family or friends.
Awesome. And that partnership has been tremendous. We really appreciate everybody who is helping to make that work. I'll go ahead and spotlight my video for just a moment if I can figure out how to do that. So we were able to get a bunch of different organizations to work together to make an offer to acquire the assets of Reuse Industries and the Makerspace and get this back open, which has been, it was challenging given everything else that's going on, but really great to have something forward-looking and positive to work on together and figure out what we can do that's going to create opportunity for entrepreneurs and small businesses in the region, and also look at really great collaboration around materials management. So we are very excited about that. Welcome to our holiday open house. I'm Debbie Phillips. I'm the CEO of Rural Action, and I'm really delighted that we've got so many folks here. Some people joining from faraway places, so hopefully there's some fun little reunions going on. Feel free anytime through the meeting to chat with each other using that chat feature and say hi. And if you've got questions, jump right in. I'm going to share just a couple of updates, and then we're going to have some time for discussion and Q&A and recipe sharing and the kinds of things that we would do if we were able to have our in-person holiday open house. And then we're going to have a few songs from Bruce and Gay Dalzell. So really glad you can join us. I am going to share my screen now because Susie made a really nice little slideshow, just a few slides to share a couple updates of things that we've been working on this year. So it's not a huge formal presentation, but thought you'd want to see a few things. So let me get this to present mode. So welcome, and I'll just give updates on a couple of things that we did over this past year. So one of the things we had to figure out how to do was to continue the work that we do with sustainable agriculture and access to fresh local food. We were able to distribute 116,500 pounds of fresh local produce to people in 11 counties in Ohio and West Virginia. And I'm not sure, we might need to try and mute
plastic has picked it.
folks. let me see. I'm going to mute everybody else for now, and then carry on, just so we, and then we'll open it up for Q&A after. So we also worked with Hope Health Centers and Copeland Health Systems to distribute fresh produce to some of their patients. So people who might be at risk and need access to fresh local food for health reasons. We were able to get bags of produce every week out to folks in those communities. And we really are excited about that partnership. And then a new partnership was created with some local restaurants and bakeries to get loaves of fresh bread and local meals distributed out to folks by people purchasing additional meals. So that was a really fun partnership as well. Our buying club was greatly expanded since we were trying to reduce the number of people who came in person to shop at the CPA. We did a lot more buying club orders where we distributed food out to people at different pickup locations. We're really excited about all of the great work that's been done by lots of community partners to develop the Bailey's Trail System and all of the economic development opportunities around the trail system. We've partnered with the Wayne to survey for sensitive plant communities and try to help protect some of the important plant species on the Wayne National Forest. And we've also been working with partners to help the trail towns do good economic development in the community to try to keep some of those tourism dollars in the area. And the partnership actually won the 2020 Chiefs Award from the National Forest System, which is the highest honor in the U.S. Forest System for the partnership that developed around the Baileys and the deep involvement of the community together with the Forest Service. So we are excited about that. And there's also, here's another picture of the trail and a picture of Black Diamond Tavern in Shawnee. There are new businesses that are being created that are poised to take advantage of more outdoor recreation in the region. One other quick highlight I'll share, many of you are familiar with the True Pigments project. True Town is the worst acid mine drainage seep in the state of Ohio, and we have been working with many partners, including Ohio University and Ohio Department of Natural Resources on acid mine drainage remediation for decades. This one has been a really tough nut to crack. We've been able this year to acquire the land around the seep and are working to develop a project that will extract the iron oxide from the water that's being discharged from the mine and turn it into an actual marketable commodity of iron oxide pigment that can be made into paint. This will be, the discharge is so big that it will actually, at full production, this one seep will be creating 1% of the domestic iron oxide pigment market. So it's just a really exciting project. It's taken a lot of people working for a lot of years to bring it to this point. And we currently have, because of our partnership with Gamblin, we currently have a small batch of artist grade paint that is available in little sets of 3 different colors that are available for purchase through the True Pigments website. So that's just a few of the things we've been working on this year. And I want to go ahead and invite folks to just, ask questions, share stories. Susie's going to help facilitate if people want to share recipes, but what all would you like to know more about? A lot of our program staff are on the call, so if you've been hearing about things and you're curious, this is the time to jump in and chat with folks and visit. Mary.
I was curious about the work being done to repurpose or to reuse the plastics. Do they source from our curbside recycling? Are they taking the plastic that we recycle at the curb to make these items?
Hi, I can answer that. So since it's such a small operation, we haven't had to do that yet. We've had a lot of people offer us their milk jugs. And then we have a partnership with a laundromat in Albany that has given us probably 90% of the colored pieces, like the colored plastics for the laundry detergent containers. So we do a weekly pickup there. And then we also are collecting the toppers for the 6-packs directly from Jackie O's. I'm not exactly sure that system. Tyler does that pickup. So that's been the entirety of what we've needed so far. We can get with HRC to collect their plastic, but oftentimes by the time it gets to them, it's a little dirty. And the first part of the plastic recycling for us is cleaning it off. So the cleaner the plastic, the better. And if we get it directly from the source, like the laundromat or Jackie O's, that makes that process a lot easier. Private citizens can absolutely donate. We can collect at the Makerspace anytime if you'd like to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat from Lee Gregg about how much energy we've saved with our solar panels on the Cure Center here. So I checked, we've got a little app that I can look and see what the stats on the solar panels are. And we've had a lifetime production of 22.51 megawatt hours. And I think that's what the capital M is. Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong. And it tells me that that is the equivalent of planting 263 trees. And it has saved 34,850 pounds of carbon from being emitted into the atmosphere. So thanks to everybody who helped us get solar panels on the Cure Center. Really appreciate that. And earlier, before everybody got on the call, Barry had a question about the wood products, and maybe Tom Redfern, or if Jess is on here, would have an answer.
I was wondering if the wood products, any of them are protected so they could be outside. What kind of varnish or what kind of woods?
So the live edge benches that are included, they're finished. They could take some time outside, but the finish isn't like a spar varnish or anything like that. So they're pretty much indoor pieces. But we could connect you to a producer who could make an outdoor finish if you'd be interested.
And what about the folding table with the two little chairs? That's
An inside piece.
Inside. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I knew somebody would have a for sure answer for you, Barry.
I hope.
Yeah.
Debbie, I just wanted to show the paint set. So hopefully I'm showing up in your speaker view since I'm the one talking here. But this is the 3-color oil paint set that was produced in partnership with Gamblin Artist Colors. There's a red, a brown, and then the earth violet color. So this would be a great gift for folks who are buying for artists or aspiring artists. Brian Vatican put the link to the website in the chat just a few minutes ago, but it's just truepigments.com, and you should be able to link directly to the shop from the front page there. So we appreciate everyone who's ordered them so far, and we definitely have them back in stock. So we'll get them out this week if you make orders, and you'll definitely have them in time for Christmas. So thanks.
Does anybody else have questions about our work?
Debbie, real quick too, I threw the link into the holiday sale Google form for ordering holiday bundles or wood furniture for the holiday sale we're doing for the auction.
Awesome. Hey guys, this is Jessica Dotson, who manages the produce auction. She's had to cope with a lot this year. So let's see lots of appreciation for Jess, all the pivoting because of COVID.
Jessica, what is included in those gift boxes or baskets?
We have 3 different sizes. So there's a small one that's $25, medium's $55, and the large one's $35. There's the small ones are some baked goods, syrup. I would have to get the list out. So all the way up to the big bundles have rolling pins, rugs, cutting boards, candles, There's popcorn from Shagbark and some things from Integration Acres. I'm trying to utilize some other local Athens places as well. So there's quite a bit in each bag.
Yeah. I'll mention, if I don't know if everybody's watching the chat, but Jasmine shared the link to the video for the Bailey's Trail System Chiefs Award there in the chat. And Ben Siegel did the video here locally, and then they did their ceremony as a virtual ceremony nationally. So they got to show the different projects that got awards. And Faith has a question for us, which is in the chat, but if you want to ask out loud and pick on some people, you go right ahead, Faith.
All right, I'll ask the Makerspace people first, but I wanted to ask the question that I ask anyone who comes to interview for me. 5 years, 2025. What are you guys going to be saying about what you've done at that point?
Oh. Shannon has her video off, so
Sorry, I was trying to catch up on the chat and answer all of those questions. So I think some of our major goals at the moment is really helping local entrepreneurs have a place to lift off. There are some other maker spaces in the community as well that we would like to connect with, so that there's this whole universe of spaces for people to use. This is a really good jumping off point, because I think there are basic classes, and this is a really good first step to kind of be playful with what you're doing and really learn how to do it. It's like an extension of your garage or your fabric shop or whatever. It's really hard to see at the moment because of COVID, but a lot of the makers who've come in here speak highly of this space as a place for people to communicate and learn and really bounce ideas off of each other. So that's another big goal for us, is to have this be a community space for people to teach each other skills and to teach very like specific skills, like cutting board, like certain kinds of cutting boards and how to use CNC routers. So I think the business aspect is a really big piece of it. And building creative people and makers, because as soon as you learn how to use a drill or you learn how to use a CNC router, it doesn't only give you the opportunity to do that. I feel like it gives you the opportunity to kind of be recklessly creative with everything in your life and really creatively problem solve. And so making sure that happens. We're working with some younger people at the moment. We're trying to work with like internships and thinking about how we're going to get younger people involved in this space and opening those doors up to them as well. So I think in 5 years, with COVID out of the way, this will be a really bustling place for people to be creative, learn new skills, and start their journey to be business, like small scale business owners in our community.
Yeah. We're also really excited about the partnership with the other organizations that are involved in supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses in their development, and looking at ways that we can help expand access to bigger markets by helping people work together in that way, and with an interest in materials management. So the Upcycle Ohio thrift store is still there as well. And we're really hoping to connect into partners in the region so we can move material where it can be put to its highest and best use. So one example, through the reuse corridor, some of the textiles that aren't really high enough quality to be put up for resale have been sent to an organization in Kentucky to be recycled. And then some folks have brought some mattresses here for the individual who's doing mattress recycling in Nelsonville. So just trying to see how we can work in a way that is smart to get materials where they can be used, where there are strong assets, and hopefully reduce waste to landfills and just build more of a circular economy. So there's a question from Steve about getting a copy of the chat. We will save the chat transcript and the video from this and share all of these great links out with people. So that's a great question. And we're happy to do it.
Oh, and if anybody doesn't have any other burning questions, if you do, ask now about our work. Otherwise, I was hoping that we could kind of pivot the conversation to some more fun holiday-oriented stuff and chat about a couple of the recipes. So any final question? Okay. You can always drop your questions in the chat, but in the shared recipe document that we have, there were kind of a few fun ones. And so I'm not sure who all is on the call tonight, but one of our former interns shared Mama's Holiday Moonshine Limoncello, which has probably the most exciting name of all of the recipes that we have. So that's from Hannah Wintucky. She worked on the Bailey's Trail system for us. So I don't think I saw her name in here. I did see that Sarah Conley Ballou has a gluten-free marriage pie. And so I was wondering if she would be willing to share a little bit about where she got that recipe from and what that pie is like. And then also Meredith Hampshire shared one, a recipe for fire apple cider. So I'd love to hear the stories behind those.
Yeah, well, the gluten-free marriage pie came through my mom. I have a daughter who is celiac, so our house is gluten-free. I have a husband who's dairy-free, so much of our recipes are always modifications of, you know, your classic recipes. And I used to be this ornate pie maker. I used to make extremely complicated pie crusts with lattice and everything in between. But that all the fun was gone when I had to move to a gluten-free pie crust recipe, because without gluten, you really don't get the same, like, you know, excitement and you know, ability and pliability. So this recipe is actually a good gluten-free pie recipe, like tried and true tested. It's flaky, it's tasty, and you can sort of do the fun pie things with it. I mean, there's a little bit of, you have to work it a little harder, but it's worth it. It tastes great. And the concept of the marriage pie is just that you take multiple fruits and sort of put them together in this pie. And so it was an anniversary pie for my 15th wedding anniversary recently. And I just thought, you know, that's kind of a fun recipe and kind of festive and worth sharing, if not just for the gluten-free pie crust, but also just to make your pies a little more exciting. So that's the story.
And really quickly, what berries are in it?
So that one I think has plum and apple, and you know, I don't remember exactly what I put in that one. Maybe peach. So not exactly seasonally appropriate, but you can use frozen vegetables if you've put up some of those vegetables, or not vegetables, fruit. Probably make it a savory pie too. That would be tasty as well. But yeah, go anywhere, any direction you want. I love pie. Pie is my favorite dessert on the planet. So anything in a pie, I'll eat it.
Thank you, Sarah. Meredith, tell us about your fire apple cider.
Well, a couple holidays ago, maybe like 3 years, I went to his family's house, and he's a big whiskey and bourbon drinker, and his mother is not a big drinker at all. So we had some cinnamon whiskey and some apple cider, and I just decided to put it on the stove and warm it up, and his mom fell in love with it. And so every holiday she asked me to make that for her because she doesn't do it for herself, and it's just become a little fun holiday tradition.
Great, thank you. I'm looking here. Shannon Stewart, you included a vegan cranberry relish. You want to tell us about that?
Sure. So my family loves Jell-O, and my mom started making a few years ago a cranberry relish with raspberry Jell-O in it. So the recipe has both options if you're a Jell-O family or if you are a vegetarian family. This is mostly a fruit salad with extra sugary, gooey things added in to make it extra special holiday fruit salad. And it's really great for potlucks because it's vegan. The only issue is if you know people who are raising kids who don't eat added sugar, you're going to have to get a little more creative with the cranberries and maybe supplement with honey or something. But there's no way you can go wrong with it. It's delicious no matter what you do to it.
Thank you,
Thanks
Shannon.
for asking.
Carol Kior is on our call this evening. So Carol was the one who first brought the idea of sharing recipes amongst each other. So thank you for that idea, Carol. And we will leave that link open and make sure we send it back out. You have the ability to drop in your own recipes. And I hope it's something that we can refer back to as we celebrate in isolation this year, I guess.
Susie, I want to
Yeah.
say I didn't add any recipes because all my Scandinavian cookie recipes call for specific different kinds of implements or irons. And I couldn't find a single one that I didn't have a special tool to make it with. So I'll put something up that's not Scandinavian.
Okay, well, thank you so much. We've got just a few minutes, about 7 more minutes before Bruce and Gay perform for us tonight, a few songs. But, you know, I wanted to just open it up and, you know, ask if you are celebrating anything, if you're thankful for anything in your personal life, about Rural Action, about the community that we're in. So I just wanted to kind of share some of the thoughts that you guys have.
Hi, I wouldn't mind going if I have the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am really happy about my time in Rural Action, and with this year being a little wonky and me being kind of stuck in Washington away from family and stuff, I find myself reminiscing about all the great times I've had at Rural Action. And right now I'm like working with a stormwater company, helping keep trash out of the watershed and making sure, you know, all the pollutants are properly filtered out of our system. So something I really like doing and something that I wouldn't have been able to do without Rural Action. So thank you to everybody for the things you're doing. And I miss you all, even the ones I haven't met yet. I still miss you. And that's all I have.
I miss you too, Tito.
Hi. I thought I could go real quick just because at the beginning of this year, back in March, Tyler and I were hit extra hard, I think, by COVID because all events got canceled. And I think I speak for both of us when we say we've been unbelievably grateful that Rural Action has kept us busy and, you know, fed and a roof over our head for this year. It means a lot. Everything that Rural Action does in this community is great, and we particularly appreciate it. That's it. We're also really grateful that Tyler's had a good year personally and got to spend a lot of time with his baby. So I think that's all.
Who else should I call on people? How about Merlin Mem? What are you thankful for or excited about? I can see you right on my screen. Oh, and you're on mute.
I say that we're both still here.
Great. What about Beth Clodfelter?
Well, at the moment, I'm just feeling incredibly thankful for all the great things Rural Action is doing. And nobody paid me to say this, but I love it that you've recreated Makerspace. I think the True Pigments paints are just one of the most brilliant ideas ever. Taking pollution out of that creek and making the Hocking cleaner in the Ohio River and the Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. And by golly, there's a business out of that. And you just never cease to impress me with all the great ways that you benefit our region. So thank you, each of you, for all your hard work.
Thank you. How about George Blankenhorn?
I am just so thankful that I get to be a part of any of it. And I'm so grateful that I got to meet everyone because I'm so happy that I moved down to Southeast Ohio. And I'll be celebrating the planetary alignments on the 21st of December and dawning of the age of Aquarius like an adult.
Thank you, George. How about Hailey Voss? I saw you in there.
I'm grateful for Carol Cure. I put it in the chat that when she was talking about those Scandinavian cookies, I was brought back to my childhood when we went over there and I can remember making the cookies with the special molds or whatever you called them that you had to make them so they came out so delicate and so like a snowflake. To me, that's my memory of them. But Carol's been the influence that she's had on our family and on our legacy with the Sugarbush Foundation, and of course, the foundation of Rural Action, and how we even function, how we proceed in the community and the things that we do is Carol's training. And I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about Jean Hazley? Anything? No? Okay. Well, we have just about 2 more minutes. So do we have 1 or 2 more people who would like to help close us out? Oh, Joe.
Can I add one?
Oh, sorry.
Can I add one, Susie?
Yeah.
So I have a fun position in Rural Action, and that I get to talk with pretty much all of our program directors every week or every other week. And in particular, last week, I got to sit down with Sarah and Michael because I pestered them just to give me a broad view of the clean transportation work that they're doing outside of the grant administration and bureaucracy, and really looking at the future of mobility access in rural places, which is what we're trying to get done. And that was a really inspirational thing to me. So on the broad note, what I'm grateful for is that really every conversation I have with Rural Action staff come out with something exciting about the future, whether it's clean transportation or solar grazing or timber stand improvement or climate mitigation. Everyone is pursuing their passion for sustainable development, and it really comes through. So I'm grateful to be a part of this group.
Great, thank you. Well, we are just at 6:15, so I'm gonna ask Bruce and Gay to play a few songs for us. That will be the final portion of our virtual holiday open house. And we just thank all of you so much for being with us here tonight. And we really appreciate you, and you are Rural Action. So, happy holidays, and I wish all of you, and all of us at Rural Action wish you a very, great new year. 2021 can only be better, right? So thank you. And, yeah, and Bruce and Gay, go ahead.
Hi guys.
Thanks, Bruce and Gay.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Great. How about the guitar there? Can you hear that? Okay, let us know if anything gets wonky, because our life is pretty wonky.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather dear to us, once more. Through the years we all will be together if the fates allow. So hang a shining star above the highest bough and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Thanks. You can hear everything okay?
Oh, it's lovely.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Good. What's next there?
Christmas in prison.
Oh, yeah, the happy one. We lost John Prine this year. This is one of his songs. It was Christmas in prison, and the food was real good. We had turkey and pistols carved out of wood. I dream of her always, even when I don't dream. Her name's on my tongue and her blood's in my stream.
Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me.
Come to me, run to me, run to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. She reminds me of a chess game with someone I admire, or a picnic in the rain after a prairie fire. Her heart is as big as this whole goddamn jail, and she's sweeter than saccharin at a drugstore sale.
Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me.
Come to me, run to me, run to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. The big light in the search yard swings round with the gun and spotlights the snowflakes like dust in the sun. It's Christmas in prison, there'll be music tonight. I'll probably get lonesome, I love you, good night. Everybody now.
Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me.
Come to me, run to me,
Run to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart. We're flowing by God. We are so used to being, thank you, background music. I really hope you'll take this opportunity to run to your refrigerators or get your hot toddies or whatever.
I sang with you, Gay, but I stayed muted because it doesn't mix well on Zoom.
Okay. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple song for kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. All right. Oh, sweet. Thank you. I just want to say how honored we are to be a part of this wonderful group of folks. Rural Action is the bee's knees. It's, I don't know, I just think it's one of the finest things we've got going in the Athens area. And I thank you all for your work and your dedication and your creativeness. And well, that's what I'm thankful for. And I thank you all of you so much. Thanks for letting us share this. And letting me sing in my pajama bottoms. Woohoo!
Thank you both so much for being with us. People are saying in the chat that you are one of our community's greatest assets.
Oh,
that's
well,
absolutely true. So.
Well, that's so sweet. Thank you.
You got your tutor?
Yeah.
Here's a really, 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 really old song. We only do one verse because it's French and the other verses are really dumb.
Or the translations.
Bring the torch, Jeanette Isabella, bring the torch to the stable run. It is Jesus, good folk of the village, Christ is born, and Mary's calling, ah, ah, beautiful is the mother, ah, ah, beautiful is the son.
Thanks. We got 5 minutes. Do you want to do?
Away in the manger.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys do a tune where we can all sing along?
Yes.
Even if it's gonna sound horrible, but like
It's
so good.
really,
I think it'd be really fun.
It's really funny to sing along on Zoom. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
She's got to get her automatic harp out here.
Jasmine, we're all in this together.
Couple verses.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Away in a manger, crib for the Lord Jesus lay down his head. The stars of the sky look down the little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
You guys are great.
Carloing. The carol
Going the poor baby waits.
but
But
little
little
Lord
Jesus
Jesus, no
knows the
crying
crying
he
he
makes.
makes.
I love
Love
Lord
the Lord
Jesus,
Jesus,
look
look
down
down
from
from
the
on
sky and stay
stay
by my
by my
cradle till
cradle till
morning
morning
is
is
nigh.
nigh.
Can we make it through the third verse?
Oh yeah.
Be near me, Lord Jesus. I ask thee to stay close by forever and love me. I pray thy soul to children in thy tender care, and fit is for heaven to live with thee there.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way you hung in there. I always,
I think it helps that Debbie and I had some whiskey before we sang that.
absolutely.
Couldn't hurt.
You know, I always suspected that was around. Let's see, we got Christmas.
That was great.
Well, I love that.
I do want to call out Jane Woodrow said Rick has the right idea. We should all just sing in our living rooms privately. Thank you, Jane.
That's good. All right. Let's see.
Well,
I'll be home.
Well, they're going to do one more song here, if that's okay.
That would be lovely.
I just posted this on Facebook, and I got a remarkable response. I think Christmas in the season of COVID is a pretty amazing thing. So we're all in this together. I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do. And even though I know it's a long way back, this I promise you, I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. All right. Thanks.
How about if everybody unmutes for a big round of applause for Bruce and Gay?
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, everyone. You know, I'm willing to hang around for a little while if folks had questions that didn't get answered, but this is our holiday party such as we could do in this time of COVID, and look forward to seeing you in person when we can gather safely again. But I'm really grateful to you for all of the good that you do in our community and all your creativity and your passion and your hard work to help create solutions and create community and find ways to be together even when it's challenging. I love you all very much.
Thanks, everybody. Excellent.
Everyone.
We love you, Debbie. Thank you.
Thanks truly for all the good, wonderful work that Rural Action is doing.
Great to see everybody.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah. Hey, Lou. Nice to see you.
Huh? No, that happened before when I was in a Zoom.
All right.
See?
Tom and Jane, who's your doggo?
Thank you. Oh, look at that puppy. Do you see that puppy dog? You can kind of see the top of its head.
Yeah. Does anyone have any
Olivia.
Christmas confessions?
We rescued her. We rescued her.
Beautiful.
It'll be fixed soon.
Yeah.
Rescued her from a puppy mill.
Hi, Luther.
Wow. Well,
Hi,
good
Sue.
job.
Sarah, did you dye your hair or is that Zoom?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's my book.
That's your book, Tom.
That's my book.
Hey, that was a Christmas present. That was a very expensive Christmas.
That's a
Don't
great
worry.
book.
Don't worry.
I
made a
enjoying it.
bookshelf.
Here's that book.
Properly. It's in
very
good
safe.
hands.
It's very safe.
Worthner, you can't get those books anymore.
Open it
I'm a
up for
librarian.
everybody. Open it up for those Art Deco pictures real quick.
Look, we have so many bookmarks in it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I
gosh,
feel like
you're
we've
breaking
seen
the
that in a staff
binding.
meeting before.
I'm just
All right.
Luther, unmute your
Mind
phone
you.
so we can say
Look
hello.
at that. Oh my God. I'm such a good gift buyer.
Art Deco.
Oh.
Nice.
That's right.
We love Worthner.
Sue Riggy, we're glad you could join. Oh, Luther, we lost your video. Okay, well, good to see everybody. Shannon, tell me again who's with you?
This is Adrian in
Hi, Adrian.
all of his loud glory.
Uh-huh. Did you like the giant Zoom meeting?
No. This has been the most engaged he's been with one, so I think
Can you put it
up again? Yes, I can. I think he really did have a good time with this. He liked the faces that Nate's kids were making.
Uh-huh.
They were very well behaved.
Sarah, it's good to see you.
Well, I will bid you all a chilly good night.
Good night.
We're gonna go play a game.
With
Hi,
fun to see
Adrian.
Tito from afar, huh?
Hi. Wait, did they just say bye? Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say good night.
Bye,
Good to see
guys. Great.
everybody.
Debbie.
Thanks for being with us.
Great job, Debbie. Talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Good night, Stacia. Good night, Sue.